been a few days now that I'm in London. I'm really enjoying and taking it all in. Trying to be as present as possible while also vlogging and taking cinematic footage. It can be sometimes quite hard and overwhelming because you don't know when to film, what to film. You know, should you film the purchase of the brownie or not? So I've been filming for like a good year now. I put my creative process together. This brownie is so good. I'm just gonna share this. This is a guide on how to film your cinematic vlogs. Let's go. So let's get the first thing out of the way. Gear. Gear is really a controversial topic. The point is, or the fact is, that when somebody's gonna hand us a very expensive camera, or I just upgraded my camera, we're probably not gonna able to use it, and because we can't use it, we're not gonna film as much, learn as much, and ultimately just give up. It really doesn't matter if you have the most expensive camera, the most expensive gear, if you can use it properly. First, I got myself the camera and I didn't really know how to use it. I was, going into S-Log footage. I was just so overwhelmed that I just stopped using it all over and just switched back to my iPhone, which was perfect. At auto white balance, I was able to adjust the FPS and the shutter speed was none of my concern. What I really recommend is use the gear that you have first. It's not about what gear you have, it's about what story you tell. Gear has its place, but don't let it be the factor that makes or breaks the whole creative process. Now that we have gear out of the way, there's something way more important, and that is story. But first, let's go to the bridge to see the Big Ben. Now let's talk about the arguably most difficult part about vlogging or filming. It's storytelling. As for me, what I realized and understood is that once you make what you want to see yourself and just talk about genuinely the emotions you had. For example, I already took this whole scene, but I just struggled so hard, I didn't like what I was saying, so I just retook it, and that's the story, that's the struggle, that's what I was talking about, that's why I'm making this video, because I needed this video, a beginner's guide, so that's why I'm making this. So if you genuinely just do what you want to see yourself, people will resonate with it for sure. Even if you are having the most mundane, boring life, you are the story, you connect all the dots together. What I do, for example, when I'm traveling, getting the camera with myself, is like I journal every night, and then I therefore just have to recap of what I did. I can make it, the video about that, talk about what I did. There's really no guide to that, so you just gotta try and error and see and figure out your own style. Because other than that, there's no shortcut, there's no easy way. You have to try, fail, see what you're good at, see what you like, see what you don't like. Eventually, you'll figure it out. So each video is gonna get you closer to that. Like, huge. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I can like fit inside of this bag and just disappear. It's a cool seat. There's just something about pictures, photography. It just speaks for itself. Like, looking at this, it's just so inspirational and motivate me to take more videos and pictures that tell a story. This is the first camera. You can't see me, but this is how it worked. So going into this museum was great inspiration, and that's something that you should do too when you're like trying to put your vlog of pictures together. Look for some sorts of inspiration, whether it's on Instagram, composition, colors, whatever it is. Tell your story with that inspiration. For example, instead of doom scrolling, looking what other people do, and just getting demotivated by that, just go on there, look for some cool ideas on shots you want to take. That's what I did for my London trip with the subway. When the train is arriving, then I just stand there, and based on that, I just shot it and had the motivation and inspiration. Most performative drink ever. Now let's talk about what to film actually when you're traveling or just generally want to capture your memories. So what I recommend is to take more shots of the same thing than you need to, maybe. Just because you don't want to be the person who at the edit says like, I wish I would have taken this shot. That's why I try to get a close-up of the things, a wide shot, an establishing shot is something that I really like to do just to give it more context to the scene. Sometimes I like to walk and talk, but most of the time I just have like static shots. I put my tripod because I don't like the shakiness. Visually tell the story, use a lot of B-roll. So what I really recommend is just to bring your camera every day with you, wherever you are, whenever you are. Just make it a habit, because therefore you will be able to film more, and then you'll have the clips, because the last thing also you want is, I wish I would have taken a shot of this or like a clip of this. That's why I always carry my camera with me, or at least, you know, if you have your phone, that's more than enough too. Sometimes when you don't have the right story, that happens to me a lot when I don't know what I want to tell, you can just take the B-roll of that and later on just add your voice, you know, as a voiceover. Therefore, you can just enjoy the moment, take the clips, and later on voice over what you are feeling in that moment. If you feel awkward talking in public, because I do. Foreign cities I don't feel that awkward, luckily, and I hope I will be able to transfer this also in my own city soon enough. As we're filming, we're gonna pick up our bags from the museum where we dropped them off and leave London.